Hi guys, it's Theresa here of Larkin Design, and welcome to my 2016 Project Life album. I'm working on week 43, which was back in October of last year, and it's the week before Halloween. And so I'm beginning to wind down in this project. I have the Halloween layout still to go, and then one final layout at the end of the album. And so this week I had a couple of things that happened. It's really more of an event-based layout. Emberlin had a robotics club competition, which is a lot of fun. And then I also visited some friends in Salisbury. And so those were two events that I wanted to include. And in these events this week, I had vertical photos and horizontal photos. So I was working in the Project Life app, and something that kind of is a little bit of a challenge in the Project Life app is when you're trying to work with a combination of vertical and horizontal photos. And so you're kind of selective, or you're kind of limited in your design choices. So I use Design G. And what happens though when you use Design G is that your layout is actually 10 by 12 instead of 12 by 12. So I took some of my pattern papers. I was working with the Maggie Holmes Gather collection, and I just took some of the pattern papers and adhered those to make these layouts 12 by 12. You could leave them 10 by 12 if you want to. But I thought it might be fun just to add a little bit of color. I did use the Project 52 2016 edition core kit in the app to, those are the cards that I used. And then I carried some of these colors throughout the embellishments in the pattern papers as well, through the Gather collection. And so I thought that would be a fitting collection to use on a layout about going to see some friends, and of course the colors echo the colors that were found in my photos and in that Project Life kit. So there's navies and yellows and a little bit of coral color, and it is a fall layout. And so there were some leaves that I wanted to use as well. And so you can see my strategy for adding these 2 by 12 inch strips on either side. I cut them a little bit bigger so that the adhesive would go behind the photos, obviously. And then I tucked some of the embellishments in between the layout and the pattern paper as well. You'll also see here I used these gold numbers, and then I drew a line in between the numbers to show that those were the dates. So this was October 23rd through the 29th. That's the first time I've tried that. I don't know if I'll do it again. I don't know. Anyway, it was a way to use those numbers that were in the Gather kit. I also I really like this journaling card here, but there was the text underneath that line, so I decided to cover that with one of the stickers from the Gather collection as well. And then of course you need some glitter hearts. There were some awesome labels in this collection as well. So of course those come in handy too. Some of them have text on them already, and then like on these chocolate cupcakes I just added my own handwriting there. So the cupcakes weren't really related to the robotics club, but that's okay. They were it was a recipe that we tried, and a frosting recipe that really turned out delicious. They were yummy. So they had to be included. Now the photo credit for this page goes to Alan. He took the pictures of Emberlyn when he was dropping her off, and then he took a picture of the sign as well. The competition was held at a local high school. It's actually the high school that Addison will be going to next year. So that's cool to include a little bit more information about that day. We were kind of disappointed because the parents weren't allowed to stay for the competition, but he was able to get this photo of her dropping at drop off. And so just a little note about that, to be okay with limited photo documentation. What I love about this photo of her is that it captured the excitement on her face. And so even though we weren't able to get pictures of the robot itself, we weren't able to get pictures of the competition, but we were able to capture her excitement. And that is the most important thing. So that's really what I hope that side of the layout carries through, that you get a feeling for that excitement that she had for being able to participate in that. So on to the right-hand side. Now, these are two friends. A couple of years ago, I was attending seminary, and so, of course, I gained some lifelong friendships in that experience. And one of the people that I was seeing that day was one of our professors, Dr. Dora, and then my friend Andy. And so these are some very, very dear people to me that we took a few hours out of our day to have lunch, and then I got to go see. Andy is an executive director at the Center for Faith in the Arts, which is located in Salisbury, North Carolina. And so Andy and I were students together under Dr. Dora. That's how we met. And Andy, of course, is an incredibly creative person and also deeply involved in social justice. And this position is tremendously perfect for her, and I can't imagine anyone better suited for being an executive director of this organization. And so I got to go visit the center and see her and see Dr. Dora, and it was a really, really incredible afternoon. Just to be able to spend some time with people that inspire me and that have heavily influenced my worldview in some very positive ways. So I was really excited to be able to document this, and I just love the fact that Project Life gives me the space to share these events. We don't get together nearly often enough. Salisbury is about an hour away for me. But I'm definitely glad that I got to document this here and include it in my album. So it was definitely a great afternoon. Just a few notes about how I'm embellishing the page. When I use the leaves on the left-hand side, I cut them in half, and so the other half of those leaves are used here, and then I layered one of the chipboard leaves on top. And yes, they are overlapping onto the photos, and this is one of the things that I love to do when I'm embellishing these layouts using physical embellishments. And I know that there are a lot of people who embellish their digital Project Life layouts using the Over app, and that allows them to overlap across frames as well. But I like doing this with the physical embellishments too, just to cross those boundaries, right? Boundaries were meant to be crossed in art, okay? Not in life, but in art. Boundaries are meant to be crossed. So there you go. All right, this layout is complete today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will like and comment and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.